Hello, Talk Funders. Today, we're joined by Oscar from the Space Company and their first product in a line of many products called the Space Safe. And it really is the first real smart safe, as you will see as we go through the video. Hello, Oscar, and welcome to Talkfunding, and thank you for joining us. You had a very successful Kickstarter campaign, and now you're building on that into your Indiegogo campaign, which I must admit has done really, really well for you as well. So well done there. Oscar, let's just really go in and basically start looking maybe at the Indiegogo video and introduce basically yourself and the Space Safe.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, of course.
So just going through the video, I would encourage everybody on Indiegogo and the Talk Funders to come along and look at this really informative video. It really highlights many features, one being actually the screen itself. Maybe can we just talk a little bit about the screen itself on the front of the safe?
So basically, when we were creating the product, we were trying to find a way to make a safe, create and design a safe that doesn't look like a safe, because that's really the issue that you have whenever you walk into a home, whenever you walk into a hotel. You're able to find the safe in anybody's house because they all look like a safe. They're square, and then they have these bulky things on the front. And so we kind of said, all right, let's redesign, let's reimagine how we think this should look. And luckily today, in 2021, we have so much technology, and an LCD touchscreen is like the #1 thing that was missing. And to really change the look of this product, we could have gone for a much smaller LCD touchscreen. But we thought of like Tesla. What's so exciting about Tesla? Not only the drive, but when you walk inside the car, you see this massive screen just like in front of your face. And we said, okay, we need this. So that's what we did. We added a touch screen. By also adding the touch screen, we add another layer of security. If you have the digital keypad with just 6 digits or whatever they're offering, those are very easy hackable. The firmware that they use, it's rather cheap. When you have the turnstile knobs, if you listen to it, you could actually hear when it starts to get to that right digit. So by adding a touch screen, it doesn't only look beautiful, but it's a little more secure.
Fantastic. And I'm just laughing to myself because as you were saying that you really are, you just mentioned Tesla. I was thinking, God, you guys really are the Tesla of the safe world. Honestly, it was like great because like if you go down and encourage the Talk Funders and the Indiegogoers to scroll down once you've really watched the really informative video, you'll come across this. Why do we need a safe? And can we maybe just talk through this part of your Indiegogo page, please?
Yeah, of course. Most people think to themselves, all right, nothing is ever going to happen to me. I live in a safe place, and there's no one is ever going to break into my home. And then you also have people who live in lower class areas who say like, yeah, it's possible, but there's nicer homes people would attack first. There's no such thing. If somebody wants to go after you or after anybody, they will. And to make a small investment into a safe, whether you decide to go with the Space Safe, which has like incredible technology, it's rather expensive because of everything that you get out of it, or whether you want to have something that's like a $40 or $50 safe. Like I definitely encourage people to have something to protect their valuables. Oh, sorry. And so basically, according to the FBI, every 26 seconds, there's a break into another house. The statistic is insane. That's literally like, since we started this video call, there's been a number of break-ins. And so like, if you are subject to that break-in, there's no worse feeling, and the worst part of all of it is break-ins is not always something that police respond to. If there is aggression, then they're there. If somebody just breaks into your house, they don't care as much, because usually they're in and out. You know what I mean? So by the time policemen actually get to the scene, if you didn't have something to protect it, the odds are it's gone.
And just going back to we were just mentioning just off camera before we started the interview, prior to 2008, I did have one of these traditional safes, which is like, it was a push button thing. And as you said, you turned the knob and you had to open it up, and it was like, well, small AA, AAA batteries or something in it, but, obviously safes have come a long way in the last 10 plus years, because your solution is unbelievable. And we'll move on in the main interview to really look at the solution. And in time, we'll be doing a really good deep dive of an actual space safe itself. But let's just look at your really, don't mind my language, kicking ass 2021 safe. I mean, it's incredible. Shall we say it's feature rich, Oscar?
Yeah. I mean, so look, you go to the safe history of safes, and before 20 years ago, where digital was introduced, nothing changed in over 100 years. Like, it was literally the same safe that you had 100 or 200 years ago. And nothing has changed in the last 20 years, except for putting some, which unfortunately, there are plenty of safe companies that sell product for $300-400, but put really, really cheap quality components in there. So kind of everything in this safe has been brought up to date. And to give you guys, whoever purchases it, to give them the most secure and best product that we could manufacture. So yeah, we have a ton of different features that we're able to add. Some of them may be silly for some people. Some people may not care about the temperature sensors, for instance. Like for me, it doesn't matter as much, but for somebody else, it could mean something really, really, really important. So we've been lucky to have all these amazing features. I'll jump into some of them. One of my favorite features is a camera. We have a camera inside the safe and a camera outside the safe. For me, inside the safe is like extremely valuable. I'm somebody who remembers everything, except for that time that you don't. If you're on the way to the airport and you're not sure if you took your passport, for instance, you're searching everywhere. You're like, I thought I brought it. The beauty is you have the camera. You could check inside your safe and say like, oh my God, I can't believe I left it in the safe. I need to go back right now. That's one of my favorite parts about the cameras. Then the other part of it, the security feature, is, you have a camera on the outside. So if somebody tries to get into your safe, which may happen, you have no idea with any other safe. You may have somebody who takes care of your kids, who's a babysitter, and you go out to dinner with your wife, and when you're out, maybe every single day she tries 10 different numbers. You would have no idea. Eventually, mathematically, she would get that combination and open it while you're gone. You would have absolutely no idea. The beauty of this safe, because it's connected to the internet, which is completely optional, by the way. I know people are afraid of the internet. I know people are afraid of Big Brother. So if you don't want to connect it to the internet and just have this gorgeous safe, you could also do that. It's completely up to whoever the end user is. But getting back to the example, with our safe, if somebody attempts to move the safe, you'll get a notification. There are tamper-proof sensors. There's accelerometers. All those sensitivity levels could be adjusted. So if you live in California where there's earthquakes all the time, you may want to lower the sensitivity level. This is all, again, the beauty of this product. We've made it where every single person can customize it the way they want. Again, going back to the example. So, you'll get a notification if somebody puts in the wrong PIN code once, twice. If you want to be able to see, so there are some of the notifications. And then the beauty is you have the camera. So if you wanted to, you could open the camera while you're at dinner with your wife, and you could see that the babysitter is trying to get into your safe. And there's no other safe that offers this. And, when we were designing this and coming up with the feature set, we're like, this is a no-brainer. This is something that everybody should offer. And the beauty is we've been able to have several patents. We're patent pending with a few different patents. So hopefully, it stops anybody else from trying to copy us. Yeah. But yeah, you're able to see the camera. If for another reason you wanted to give one of your children access to the safe, you could do that, and you could watch them opening it and say like, "Hey, I left my passport there." You could grab it, and you could watch them inside and say, "There's two-way talk." So if you push the microphone button from the app, you could say, "Hey, Jerry, not that passport. That's mom's. Take mine." Oh, while you're there, also bring my iPad. Forgot that. So we want to make it as with a lot of security, and also have the cool factor for for everybody.
All I can say is we'll really cover it. It's totally feature rich, smart, really is incredible. And we'll look at that when we do the deep dive soon. Like the other, we can just touch on some of the other features today in the main interview is this, I think, Find My Safe is an excellent feature to be built in. The other one is we were really touched on the biometric one, but the Find My Safe, the biometric, maybe say something about that, Oscar.
Yeah. So the beauty of biometrics is it's been around for I think like 30, 40 years, something like that. Every couple of years you see a very big advancement on sensors. There's different types of sensors. Ours is a capacitive sensor. It is one of the most secure sensors out there in terms of the types of sensors. The beauty of our sensor is, I look at like my laptop, and the sensor is like this small. I have other products that have fingerprint sensors. Again, they're like this small. What we've done is we've put a sensor the size of, think of like a quarter, on the safe. So you're always going to hit it. You're always going to get the sensor. You're never going to have to worry like, oh, did I put enough of the meat of my finger on the sensor? The other amazing part of the sensor is it's round, which means, you could put it on any angle. It'll still read completely perfectly. It is a very advanced sensor. And if I'm not mistaken, it holds up to 250 fingerprints. We recommend that each user enroll at least 2, and we allow up to 5 per user. Wow. The other thing, as a company, as a startup company, small startup company, we listen to all our customers. We listen to their feedback, their requests. Since we jumped on Kickstarter, we've gotten maybe 100 comments, and then after everybody purchases, we send surveys out. We have hundreds and hundreds. I mean, you can see how many backers we had, over 1,000 backers between Kickstarter and Indiegogo, which we're super thankful and appreciate. But everybody sent out a survey, and they're all asked the same questions, and
we'll touch on those. I think in the backstory interview, which is coming up next, and would be really interesting to really look at that more deeply. That would be fascinating, because you really are building a community, and that community will also, as you've said earlier, just off camera, you're going to do a series of other innovative products coming out and following the immense success of your first product, the Space Safe. Maybe just to finish,
so just the last thing to say about the fingerprint,
yes.
from some of the comments that we received from those surveys, people asked if we're able to make it where kind of like a two-factor authentication, where you may not care if all you use is a PIN code, and I may not care if all I use is a fingerprint, but there are people who want the option to use both. And the beauty of having software is we could do anything we want, anytime we want. And so that's another feature that we have for the fingerprint. If you really, really, really want to get secure, you could have both fingerprint and PIN code that need to be used to open the safe.
Wow.
So
okay.
Sorry, I took a long time to say that, but
well, I understand two-factor authentication. Like I use it myself every day. When you're accessing, I use the G Suite, the business G Suite thing. So you're always putting your password in or your PIN code. Plus, then you get the code request into your mobile. So very fantastic feature. I mean, I say it's feature rich, which we can really look at it in the deep dive coming up soon. The other classic question is, will it fit? Is a really good one. I mean, that must have been like a design issue, which again we can maybe cover in depth in the backstory. But certainly, I mean, size wise, going from their excellent video, which I would recommend people to go and look at, it really will fit into a closet or a cupboard sort of environment. Would that be right?
Yeah, so basically to get the exact size we were looking for probably took about 3-4 weeks. We jumped around and tested different variations of sizes and different units, and this is kind of the perfect size, quote unquote, that we found, which is big enough that'll fit in almost every space, like you're saying. And the worst part, whenever you're buying like furniture or anything else, the dimensions are always, never exact or good enough. So we wanted to make sure that everybody had, to the millimeter, the exact dimensions of the safe.
Fantastic. Yeah. And the other thing which I love, and I again encourage the talk funders and the Indiegogos to scroll down, is like, what can I put in the safe? And I just thought this was a lovely piece on the page, because like, say I have a MacBook Air, so I was just help me identify what's, oh yeah, this is the sort of thing I can put into the safe. Isn't that right, Oscar?
Yeah, so that's exactly right. Sometimes when you're thinking of a product, you may not actually think of how it connects to you. So we kind of made it everyday kind of valuables that people have. So you have passports, documents. People may not think, oh, I should put that in there. But these are things that could go into your safe that every single person has. They may not have $10,000 cash. Maybe they have $200 cash that they want to throw in. Whatever it is, these are everyday products that every single person has. And this is kind of what we did was we wanted to show, hey, if you decided to put all of this in your safe, and this exact what we did, this would only take up X amount of percentage of your safe, and it's valued at this price, which people don't realize sometimes. Like, you may have, a pair of sunglasses that may be $200, but once you start adding up like this and this and this and this and this and this and this, you're all of a sudden at $3,000. So yeah.
Great. And then this is another, for terms of end user, I saw this put on the Indiegogo page, and I went, that's me. I've been an Airbnb superhost for the last 5 years, and I thought this was a great feature or benefit of having this of the Space Safe.
Yeah, thank you. So Airbnbs is something that, as you're a superhost, it's growing and growing and growing and growing. The beauty is you can put any house you want up there. If people stay, that's up to them. But to really give people like a true good experience, nobody wants to have any interaction with you. And they want it to be easy. You know, they want, when they get to the house at 3 o'clock or whenever your check-in time, they want it to be able, they want a PIN code to enter the home. And they also want a way to protect whatever they're bringing with them. Most people who travel on vacation, you know, they're bringing cash, they're bringing passports, you know, these are valuable things for them. So we wanted to introduce, you know, something to those hosts, such as yourself. And we came up with this Airbnb mode. What it does is there's one owner, whoever owns the home, and whenever somebody comes and checks in, they could check themselves in, and then the owner gets a notification, and the owner gets to confirm these dates. That way, you know, everybody's on the same page. And to take the security an extra layer, once you approve those dates, you no longer have access to cameras. You no longer have access to the safe. It does not become your safe anymore for that amount of time. So, you know, we every couple of weeks, we're coming up with a few more features that we're adding into it. But, you know, that's kind of the overview. And the beauty of the safe is, again, because it's software, we have an app, you know, you could see all of your safes. If you have more than one house, if you have more than one Airbnb, you know, you can see everything all in one place, which, yeah, there you go. You know, so you could jump around very easily. We tried to make the product as user-friendly as possible, and not just user-friendly, but also perfect for everyone, even though that's impossible.
And really, in one sense, it's, you know, initially I immediately thought, oh, it's B2C, it's business to customer, home use, you know, because I identified initially with that. And then all of a sudden you open up this whole other side of thing, which is like for more business uses, you know, as in this, you're using the example of the, you know, the Airbnbs and multiple locations, etc. And you can really begin to see now how other types of business categories can also probably use this, your safe as well.
Yeah, and so one more thing to say about that. The beauty of the way you set up the safe. When you first pull it out of the box, it asks you a question. You plan to use this for Airbnb? Is this for hospitality, such as, you know, a hotel, a huge hotel chain, or, you know, like a Starbucks, whatever those chains want to, if they end up taking the safes. Or there's also the normal mode. In this case, as you're seeing the screen for the Airbnb, that's Airbnb mode. At any point in time, you could switch what mode you're in. You know, so if, let's say today you have 10 homes that are Airbnb homes, and then you say, you know what, I don't want to have these as Airbnb homes anymore. I'm going to give one to my wife, one to my son, one to my cousin. You know, you could instantly change the mode that it's in, back and forth. So, you know, it's not fantastic. It's like a one size fits all.
And then that sort of gives a nod to the whole idea of the smart safe, you know, as well, is because you've got, as you were saying earlier in the main interview, you're software based, you know, and as long as you have a Wi-Fi or internet connection, you can do the updates like Tesla-esque. Yep. It's fantastic down the internet. Well, listen, there's so much more to talk about in the Talkfunding deep dive and also on the backstory. And we're going to move on to the backstory next, because I really want to hear Oscar's entrepreneurial journey. And there's also an excellent piece here on in the Indiegogo page regarding the design process, which we're going to really leave to the backstory. So I'd just like to go up to the top of the page and just really encourage everybody to come along. All the links for this Indiegogo campaign will be in the video description below. So I really like to thank Oscar for coming along today to talk about the Space Safe, the first real smart safe. And by God, it certainly is, Oscar. So well done, my friend. And I look forward to talking to you in the backstory. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you.